Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are modifying my M3 headlights to bring them up to the 2021 standard that we currently have with all these brand new cars and having those ultra clear, sharp looking xenon lenses or LED lenses that all these brand new cars have. So we're going to take a quick look at what the old OEM lens looks like from 2004. So this is the image right here, and you guys can see a quick glimpse of what it looks like, and here's a comparison of what the end product with the ZKW will look like. Super sharp, clear, and a lot higher light output from that lens as well. So let's take a quick look at the lens right now. Now that we've taken a look at that, this is one of the first videos you're seeing from me. Make sure to go check out other videos that I have on my channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's completely free for you guys, so there's that benefit, and it'll help me out by pumping out more content for you guys. And also, the more subscribers we have, the crazier I can go with my builds. And I have a lot of ideas, but I think about 7 project car ideas that I want to start, and we're gonna start knocking them out one by one. And as the subscriber count goes up, we're gonna do crazier and crazier builds. So there's like a little teaser for the future, what we're planning on doing. And I think that's enough talking. Let's start the lens install. So currently we're working on disassembling the headlights. So I skipped the step of removing the headlights from the car because it's pretty simple. It's being held in with 4 screws and a 5th screw on the corner lights. So what we're currently working on is removing all the trim pieces and the lenses from the headlights so we can get in and disassemble the internals from the headlight to get access to the lens. So right now we're taking off the top trim piece from the headlight, and then we're going to be working our way into taking off the lens. All of these steps are very simple. You just have to undo all the clips on the lens and the trim piece, and everything will pop right out. Now that we've removed the lens, we have another trim piece, an internal trim piece for the headlight, which we can also unclip by just tugging on it, and it comes straight out. It's very simple, and you don't have to worry about breaking any tabs. Since my headlights used to have angel eyes on them, removing those right now, just to give me, well, you have to remove them to get access to the lens, but I also will be exchanging them for different LED angel eyes, which look a little bit more modern and have a better light output. So that video is coming pretty soon as well, but in this one we're focusing on the lens. So now that the extra hardware or the old angel eyes were removed, we can continue with disassembling the xenon bulbs and just taking everything apart that hooks up to the internal assembly of the headlight. Right now we have to loosen up and get access to the knobs in the back of the internal assembly. So we're unscrewing the light fixture, and once that happens you'll hear it kind of pop out of its spot, and that means it's completely loose from the screw mechanism that's holding it in place. Right there you heard it click out, and that's what you're looking for it to basically click out and pop out. And once that happens, you have to go onto the back, and once you're in the back you unhook. There's a little ball joint that you unhook and the whole assembly will fall out, but make sure that you don't rip out any of the cables that are in the back, since those are kind of important to making sure your headlights continue to work. So now that I unhooked the ball joint, I'm unhooking all the cables in the back, and we'll put the external housing away and work on the internals and disassembling the shrouding from the lens. Once you have the lens assembly or shrouding pieces, you can see that there are three screws holding in the lens to the plastic shrouding. And once you undo those, you can remove the xenon assembly from, or xenon slash lens assembly from the plastic shrouding and get access to the hardware that we're going to be working on. So once you undid those three screws, you can just pull it out. And now we're looking at the xenon assembly, which contains the lens, and I'm pointing out the 4 screws that need to be undone to get access to the lens. So far, all of these steps are very simple, and it doesn't take much effort to disassemble these headlights. Okay, now that we've removed the xenon assembly from the lens holder, we're going to be making our way to removing the lens. And as you can see, this is the inside of the lens, and there are 5 tabs that need to be moved back to allow us to remove the metal ring that's holding in the lens. And once that metal ring and those tabs are removed, or the tabs are bent back and the metal ring is out, we can pop out the lens. As you can see, this lens is slightly frosted or has a little oily film on it, but it also isn't as clear as the ZKW lens. As well as this OEM lens has a line going through the center, which the ZKW lens does not have. Looking at the lens closely, you can see there's like a film buildup on the inside. Comparing it to the ZKW as such, you can see that the ZKW has a far superior clarity in it, and it also does not have that center line dividing the lens down the middle. And the clarity on the ZKW is what provides that super sharp and high light output of the new headlights that I showed in the intro. So now that the new lens is out, we want to make sure that the notch on the lens lines up with the notch in the lens holder. And once you line those up, the lens will click in or fall in. And then we have to reassemble it by putting the metal clip or metal ring back in, and then folding the 5 metal tabs back over the metal clip to ensure that the lens is held in place. Make sure that you fold the metal tabs nicely and that the lens is safely secured within the lens holder so that there's no rattling or the lens coming undone from the headlight assembly from driving around on rough roads and hitting bumps and everything. So just make sure that everything's secure before reinstalling the hardware into the headlights. This is the final look of the lens installed in the lens holder before we put it in, and you can see the ZKW lens have that nice clarity on them that the OEM lenses just did not have. Okay, so here we have a side-by-side comparison of the OEM lens with the xenon bulbs versus the ZKW lens with the same xenon bulbs. The OEM setup or OEM lens setup also had angel eyes there, so we are getting slightly brighter values from the previous test, but even so, the new ZKW lenses are providing a better light output. Alright, thank you for checking out today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. The difference is huge between the OEM lens versus the upgraded ZKW lens, which is what all the newer cars from 2020 use. So it's a huge upgrade, and I'm glad I did it. The next video will be me installing those new DTM angel eyes and finally finishing up the headlight assembly. So yeah, that's it for today's video. See you in the next one.